Hi guys, and welcome to my video. In this video, I want to give a brief overview or summary of the Roblox terms as well as other legal documents. Now these things are very important, and it's good that any developer at least takes a brief look at these things so that they can protect themselves and also have a wholesome and effective developing experience, okay? So in order to reach the Roblox terms, first you need to find yourself in the support page, which is this right here. You can get to this page by clicking the help button on the official Roblox website. It'll direct you here. And what you need to do is you need to scroll down to the bottom, and on the bottom bar we have terms of use. Go ahead and click that. That will take us to this page. Let's go ahead and get an overview. So let's click the legal documents, and this takes us to the list of all the different major areas where you get the legal documents. So you have the titles here, and you'll get a bunch of information as you click them. So let's begin here. Let's start off with a very important one, the Roblox terms. Okay, here you have an overview of, many different things. So here's the introduction, and you'll notice that the next bold print is the Roblox terms, right? And you see the number 1 next to it, which indicates this is kind of the first section. You have the second section, and so on, and then you move on to the next topic, right? So let's begin here. So you get an introduction with the Roblox terms, okay? It gives you an idea of what Roblox is trying to communicate to you as a developer and as a player. This is what they want you to understand so that you can use their services, because you have to remember everything essentially belongs to Roblox, whether it's a creation or whether it's a game. They belong to Roblox essentially, and they are allowing us to use the service. And it's important that we understand the rules that they've set in place so that we don't get in trouble as developers or as players. We don't lose our accounts, we don't lose our progress, our games, because it would really hurt to go so deep into a project and figure out that it's uh, breaking some term and gets banned or something. That would be awful for anyone. So let's protect ourselves. So here in the Roblox terms, you have a fairly long list of many important things. You know, it's mentioned something about Robux, the economy. You've got things like the Digital Millennium Act, which goes into copyright, which is really important to understand. Um, Intellectual property again. Okay, so that's essentially things that creators create, you know, or in other words, UGC, user-generated content. That's what developers make. Okay, that's what players experience, is that UGC from the creator base. All of it ultimately is owned by Roblox. Okay, so again, user terms. I highly recommend that you at least look at these points. You've got the green uh, um, bullets here that indicate sections, and just kind of it helps you understand. Okay, for example, go up to the top. We're let's see, intellectual property, right? So all these bullets are about intellectual property, etc. So it's kind of well organized and pretty easy to navigate. Again, it's really important to you don't have to read every single word, but it's important to know what's in here, right? Um, there may be things pertaining to you specifically that you really need to know, like third-party notices. Well, some developers work with third parties, right? Restrictions, disputes, you know, this is what happens. Sometimes it can get pretty complex, right? So let's move on to the next section. Let's go back here. We have another important topic, Roblox privacy and cookie policy. Okay, so this is privacy. This is all about you. This is about the player base. This is the privacies that Roblox promises us. Okay, and I invite you to look through it and understand what Roblox does, and information sharing, and things about you. You have things about minors or children, things like that, rights, etc. And let's move on to another very big point, very big. It's the Roblox community standards. So this is essentially the standards for the community for how to comport yourself, how to play, how to act, how to conduct business, all of that. You have safety, child endangerment. Okay, it's serious. We should care about that. We have terrorism. These very kind of extreme things that happen, threats and bullying. This is more common. I'm sure you see this all the time. You have pretty major things to look out for, and things that Roblox cares about, and Roblox also hopes that you as a developer care about, or just as a player care about, right? Profanity, integrity, spam. So it kind of gives you the overview of what Roblox expects you as a player or developer to abide by. You have advertising, economy, again, security, um, directing users off platform. So there's a lot to consider, especially when it comes to younger players, children. Roblox considers anyone 13 or younger to be a child by definition. So there are more regulations that are involved with younger players, and it's important to understand this to be an effective developer. And again, just a player. Here we have it. So I'm going to go over some of the less frequent things pretty quick. This is just a Roblox dictionary, short and sweet. It gives you definitions of, experiences, interactive content, games, events. So that's what experience is. Disputes, things like this, privacy policy, Roblox. What is that? What is Roblox? We'll tell you right here. So these are pretty interesting and useful to know. Very useful to understand the language that is used. Okay, we have the developer exchange. Now, this is frequently called DevX, and it's a very popular topic because it allows a developer or a player to exchange 30,000 Robux for approximately. Let's see if it specifies here. I believe the dollar amount. Let's see. Let's see if it specifies. Hold on. I believe it's 105 or $150. So imagine 30,000 Robux gets you US dollars, 105 to 150, something like that, which is very useful for people trying to monetize, trying to create some kind of a living or supplemental income or a primary living. Like if you consider YouTube creators, a lot of times their primary income that pays the bills, etc., is that money that they make from their content, right? Roblox kind of gives you an opportunity here to also make money. You can exchange 30,000 Robux per for a certain US dollar amount, which is somewhere in the 100s. Okay, um, that's very useful. And it's, I advise you to exercise judgment in determining how much of your Robux you want to exchange, how much you want to invest, how much you want to spend. That's all up to you. But here's an option. Another thing I want to mention is a couple of years ago when I first downloaded Roblox Studio, it was advertised that the top developers made they made millions of dollars per year with their Roblox creation. So that's something to consider when you want to perhaps monetize on your creations. Let's move forward. Let's see, we have Roblox name and logo. So this is important information that Roblox wants you to know. They have this little on Roblox symbol here that you can use on your pictures and videos and stuff. They do not want you to use their official logo with that tilted O there. They do not want you to do that. So it's important to understand this because you don't want to receive like an email or some sort of ban notifications, and you don't understand why. Well, it's good to understand and empower yourself with knowledge so you protect yourself and your creations from unnecessary penalties. Let's move forward. Here's the biometric privacy notice. It's about biometrics, so they scan your face. In some cases, they talk about retina scanning and just things like that. That's what biometrics are. And they just give you a little bit of information about that. Let's move forward. We have general health notice. So this is involving things like seizures, dizziness, nausea, and it mentions the importance of looking for these. Sometimes these things can be induced or caused by experiences, whether it's flashing lights or extremely loud noises. It can cause these negative reactions. Sometimes it's important to be aware of that, especially as a developer, because if you consider your player base, you might want to consider if they're prone to having seizures or things of that nature. Because if you make a game that is very has lots of flashing lights and loud sounds, you could, in theory, potentially cause a seizure. And that's something to consider when developing the intensity of your experience, right? It's important to consider the health of your players and their happiness, things like that. Here we have the Roblox accessibility statement. So this is about accessibility. So people who have disabilities, they might be deaf, they might need special ways to input information. It's for them, and it's useful again if you're developing an experience. Consider some of your players might be blind or deaf, and it's good to accommodate them. All right, advertising standards. It's pretty self-explanatory. Developers like to advertise their games. There are two major methods of advertising within the Roblox platform. It is through ads that you can create images and things like that, as well as sponsorships, where you see the sponsored games in the search results, things like that. It's kind of an automatic thing where with an ad you have to create an ad and then upload it, and you'll see it somewhere on the side. It's a really good way to get your game known, but it's also important to understand the rules set forth so that you don't get in trouble. Certain things like sexual content, let's be real here. Violence and gore. Obviously, we don't want to promote these things. We don't want to display them. That would increase the likelihood of getting banned dramatically. So please consider these things. Consider that some of the people watching these ads or viewing these ads are really young, and do you really want to have graphic content that's disturbing or inappropriate? Probably not. Let's move forward. We're almost done here. Just a few more. These are kind of quick and easy. You can see Roblox rating integrity. This is about we display likes as well as dislikes and give you a percentage. This is essentially to uh, and tells you that they try their best to mitigate bot votes and make it to be a genuine number rating, right? The percentage you can trust somewhat. Uh, Financial and sorry, facial, not financial. So this is facial animations. This is the details about facial animations. It's a relatively new technology, really cool. SMS, so text messages and things like that. Very simple. We have creator analytics. This one's kind of a big one. It's short and sweet, but it's basically about you agree, blah blah blah, pertaining to your analytics, the graphs and the bars that show the progress of your game and the player base, things like that. We have promo codes, gives you details about promo codes, as well as within your game. If you want to promote or create a promo code for a certain event, maybe it's a big event, and you want to have a code to give your player base something to enjoy. That's perfectly acceptable. All right, there's just a few more. Law enforcement. Okay, so if there's a legal dispute or the police want to investigate something, it's for them. Really, it's not too much for us. But again, it's good to know. Using licensed music. Okay, Roblox offers, I believe, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of free songs. It's totally cool to use them within your experiences. It's a very nice library that developers can access. Okay, two more. This is just California, know your rights. Okay, if you, it's pertaining to those who live here, and the Digital Services Act. Okay, so this is essentially Roblox, what they do to give numbers and analytics about their platform to major international organizations like the EU, right? It's what they do for the EU. So it's not really pertaining to us, but they disclose that information. So again, I encourage you guys, I invite you to come look at these legal documents under the support page. You come here to the Roblox terms, legal documents, look through this stuff. I know some of it can be extensive, it can be long, but there is vital information that you as a developer, or as a player, of course, really need to know to ensure that your account is safe, to ensure that you can have a longevity. You don't have to deal with banned accounts, you don't have to deal with legal issues, things like that. It saves a whole lot of strife, and it empowers you to know how to really have an effective game or just play effectively, right? Well, I hope you guys found this video informative, and I would ask that you would subscribe if you will. That'll really help me out, and feel free to like and leave a comment. Just let me know what you think. I wish you guys a very safe and productive Roblox game experience and developing experience, and I will talk to you guys later.